Hello students, welcome to Dynamics of Machinery. We are in module 2, Dynamic Force Analysis module 2 is, and earlier we have solved one problem, Dynamic Force Analysis on the 4-bar link chain mechanism. Now we are going to solve one more problem, Dynamic Force Analysis on the Schrader crank chain mechanism. Okay, but previously we were solving a 4-bar chain mechanism. There we have drawn space diagram, then we have drawn velocity diagram, then we have drawn acceleration diagram. From acceleration diagram we took the values. Using that values we found inertia force. Okay, but here this problem is very simple. Here they are given the Schrader crank chain mechanism. Here they are given the acceleration at all the points. So we don't want to find out, we don't want to draw the acceleration diagram and the velocity diagram. Okay, so it is very simple. First let us read the question. Here they are given the Schrader crank chain mechanism where OA is rotating anti-clockwise direction. They are telling that OA is rotating anti-clockwise direction and OA is 15 centimeter. Sorry, OA is 15 centimeter and A to G is 15 centimeter. Okay, then what is they given? GB. G to B is 30 centimeter. So they are given all the dimensions. Okay, they are given all the dimensions. Also they are telling that at point G 150 meter per second square acceleration is acting. Okay, at the same point angular acceleration is 200 radian per second square. Similarly at point B acceleration of the schrader is AB, that is 120 meter per second square. What we have to find out? We have to find out this torque. Yeah, we have to find out this torque. It is rotating counterclockwise direction. We have to find out this torque. So first we have to draw the space diagram. Okay. If you want to draw according to the dimension, no problem. Okay, but diagram will be somewhat bigger. Otherwise, if you want to scale it. Okay. So I'm going to draw according to the dimension as it is. I'm not going to scale it. Okay. So first of all, draw horizontal line, horizontal reference line. Just to draw horizontal line. Okay, just to draw a horizontal wrong reference line. Take your protractor and keep it on this point O and take 40 degree. Take 40 degree. Then on this 40 degree line, OA value is 15 centimeter. Draw a 15 centimeter line. Okay, draw 15 centimeter line. Okay. Now A to B value is 15 plus 30, 45 centimeter. AG is 15, GB is, see, A to G 15 centimeter, G to B 30 centimeter. So A to B totally 45 centimeter. Take your compass, take 45 centimeter, keep one end of the compass in A and with another end put the arc. Okay. If you want to reduce this dimension, you can reduce. How you can reduce means 1 centimeter equal to, you can keep like 5 units. You can do like this. If you keep like that means OA divide everything by 5. Okay, I have to draw OA for 3 centimeter, then AB for 9 centimeter. Okay, suppose if you couldn't draw as per the dimension means you can reduce it, like divide every value by 5. Divide all the 3 value by 5. Angle you have to keep as it is. Okay, angle you cannot change, but you can change this value. Divide everything by 5 and you just draw it. 15 means 3. Here 15 means 3. Here 30 means 6. Like that you can reduce it. Okay. So OA, take 40 degree and draw OA for 3 centimeter. Then in your compass take 15 centimeter. So 9 centimeter. 3 plus 6, 3 plus 6, 9. No, take 9 centimeter and cut the arc. Okay. So we got the space diagram. Okay. Draw the space diagram according to the dimension. If you do any mistake means then the entire problem will be wrong. Yeah. After drawing it, uh, mark this dark, okay, dark, and then mark this point G. This point G is A to G is 15 centimeter. If you scale by 5 means 3 centimeter. Okay. So from A it is 3 centimeter away. Okay, draw this point G also. Okay. On this point, this force is acting 200 radian per second square. This force is acting. Okay. Then what is the given? Okay, let us move into the problem now. First, what you have to do? First of all, you have to find out inertia force. They are given acceleration value. Using that, you have to find out inertia force. Okay, va? So inertia force on point B, then inertia force on point G, or suppose here already acceleration is 150 meter square means h value and inertia force. Okay, that you have to find out. First you will find the h value. H equal to I into alpha divided by ME. Okay, alpha means angular acceleration. Angular acceleration is 200. M is mass of the connecting rod, 4 kg. Acceleration of the connecting rod, 150. You will get the answer as 0.017 meter or 1.7. 1.7 means here to here 1.7. Otherwise 1.7 centimeter divided by 5. You will get 0.3. So around this place 0.33 centimeter away from G, you will have C, point C. Okay, va? Then Fi. Fi is inertia force. Inertia force of the connecting rod EB. Okay, inertia force of the connecting rod EB. That is mass into acceleration. Mass value is 4, acceleration is 150, so 600. Similarly, Fp, piston, acceleration of the piston, sorry, force in the piston. So mass of the piston, acceleration of the piston, 2.5 to 120, 300 Newton. Okay, va? So this force, inertia force 600 Newton will be acting at this point. Okay, it will be acting at this point. Next step, we got all the force value. Now take individual components and we are going to do the static force analysis. First take piston. Okay, first take piston. In piston, if you take piston alone means without connecting rod means it will have mass will be acting like this and one resistive force will be acting like this. Okay, va? That's what they are given here. Okay, but we don't know the value. If you take connecting rod means if you take connecting rod, sorry, here they have done a small mistake, sorry, actually First to take the piston, draw the piston. In piston, FPI is acting. Okay, or both the side 300 Newton. Yeah. Sorry, the first one is correct only. I have done a small mistake. Yeah. First, we should not consider this external force. Okay. Naturally, gravity force and resistive force will be there. First, we have to include that. Later, we have to consider the horizontal force. Okay. So, in point B, it will be acting. So, if you take AB means, if you take AB, same force will be acting on point B, and you have to extend it like this. In static force analysis, we used to do it. If there is three forces acting on the member means all the three forces should be meet at one point. Here we know the direction for 2 points, so the third force will be like this only. Okay, the third force will be like this only. And afterwards we know the value of Fi. Fi value is 600 Newton. Okay, so draw this sorry, Fi. We know the value of Fi. This is Fi, no? So we know the value of Fi. Draw this Fi first. Draw this Fi first, and then draw F force on the piston. Draw this force on the piston line. Okay. So I can draw that line here. Also, I can draw that line here. If I draw here means I will not get the answer. So erase it. So draw only here. I don't know the length, so you just draw it like this. After that this line. Okay, this line I have to draw now. Fi23. So both of them will meet at this point. Now measure Fi23. Measure Fi23 and mark it here. Yeah. Now the distance between these two lines, 3 cm and Fi32. Multiply both of them, you will get first torque. Yeah. Tau 1. Okay. Now here we didn't include the inertia force on the piston. Without including the inertia force on the piston, we got this answer. In the next step, we are going to include the inertia force on the piston. Okay, 300 Newton. Also this piston. Also this force. Okay. Now draw the force polygon. One force is F214 that I can get it from. So first draw 300 Newton line, and then from here draw this line. Then draw this vertical line. So diagram is over. So F234 310 Newton. That's what I need. Now F234 here. So same thing will be same F234 will be F23 will be acting at this point. So now you get tau T. In the previous slide you got tau 1. Now you'll get tau 2. Okay. Now add both tau 1 and tau 2. You'll get total torque. Okay, you'll get resultant torque. That's all. Problem is over. Very simple. Remember what we studied in static force analysis. Same thing we are going to follow here, but we have inertia force. So in the first slide, see in the first calculation, here we didn't include the inertia force. We didn't include it. Okay. In the second stage, we are including the inertia force. But here we have include this inertia force on the connecting rod. Okay, but in the second case, we are not including the inertia force in the connecting rod. Okay, see here we didn't include the inertia force on the connecting rod. Okay, separately we are doing. First, for connecting rod, we are doing by including the inertia force. Second, for piston, we are including the inertia force and we are doing it. Okay, you can imagine why can't we do? Why can't we include both the inertia force in the same step and we can solve the problem like that? You can imagine, but that is not possible. You will get multiple unknowns. Okay, you'll get multiple unknowns, then it will become very hard to find out the answer. Okay, that's why we are separating it like this. Okay, we can do like this. We can include the inertia force in the first step itself and we can solve it, but we will get multiple unknowns. Okay, then the problem will be very complicated. That's why in the first stage I am not including this inertia force. In the second stage I am not including this inertia force. Okay, so in the first stage I will get one torque value. In the second stage I will get another one torque value, here, tau 2. Okay, so add both the tau 1 tau 2, you will get the final torque. That's all.